जिनको हमने YouTube पर तो कई बार सुना है, आज साक्षात इनको सुनने का सौभाग्य प्राप्त हुआ है।
Namaskar. Not enough. Still, there are some people who are independently in their own world. Like morning, the inaugurator, Ila was telling, nice to have full chairs, right? I like to have chairs who attend the sessions. I was taking notes, and who was sitting beside me was telling, I'll give you some more papers. So I finished as much as I can. I prepared everything that is there in the ballot for speaking, but I found being the fourth speaker, I have a disadvantage. And I also have great advantage. And I'm starting at 3:46, so I guess I have time up to 4:36, right? 50 minutes is what is given. I was reflecting on most of the discussions what happened here, which probably none of you are doing. Because I always believe taking notes and making notes is the way of learning. If you don't take notes, and if you don't know how to make notes, you can write books. It's very simple. Because today, the world of ChatGPT and you tell the subject, they will produce you books. And most of our knowledge happens to be translated to versions of what comes from West. It's so pathetic. We have to conduct a seminar like this and EXIM. I must thank because this is how I am living these days. My job after retirement is every day moving from one seminar to another seminar to another topic to another topic. And it's always by chance we meet somebody from Bombay, my brother. But Fiji was there and I was also there in Fiji for a Ramayana conference. And sometimes what we do very little in some activity will trigger some other dates in the world. I started a Rama Pracharaka Samiti, Rama Dharma Pracharaka Samiti in my house in Hyderabad, where I was printing somebody's books and distributing for free to learn, who are doing Ramayana in a different style. Whatever I do, I document. You can see Rama Dharma Pracharaka Samiti, DrTPS. At least write my name, DrTPS. Otherwise, remember it. It's very easy to remember. Doctor is doctorate. TPS is temperature pressure second. Because I was a scientist. And then I moved to Prime Minister's office. My job was policing. I was in RAW. I was Deputy Director for RAW in the department under my mom and senior Prime Minister's office. So I am TPS, Top Police Service. I left both and started talking to teachers and students and covered more than millions. Therefore, I am more TPS today, were teachers, parents, students. These are all my three categories in history. So if you fail to meet me on internet, YouTube or somewhere, this is also getting recorded in 3 places. Okay? That will come tomorrow or after tomorrow on YouTube. There are more than 6,000, 7,000. These are, I am recording and I am listening to me more often because I have only very few number of listeners. What happens is today when you monetize it, the advertisement is put in between, so more number of people will be there. But I like to listen to me more because every talk is a no discovery for me. Because I reflect on what somebody else did. I just made, sitting here after that finished, I thought I should write some more, so I wrote something more, which from the last lecture itself, I wrote this many pages. This is enough for me to write another book or maybe talk to you for another 6 hours. The reason is I am a Sthapati. I am basically a Sthapati who learned Sthapatya method 26 years back from a great guru who has authored a translated version of Mayamatham when I was a scientist in the Department of Space. And what I did was I purchased a Mayamatham book because I was also in charge of library. I had the liberty to buy whatever books I want. So don't ask me why Department of Space, one of the departments. Why did I purchase that? Because I was the man who started the office, I was the first employee in the office. And I want reasons to see how I have to build my office, right? So I practically used most of the knowledge which I have. So therefore I have reason to buy that book. So I have a Mayamatham book in my library in Hyderabad, in Madrid. Many of the government offices must not have even seen, but we will talk about Mayamatham. But I have purchased it. I cannot take credit of reading the whole thing because it's a huge book. But I had a guru who translated that into Malayalam, which is my mother tongue, because we are talking about the mother tongue, right? I do that. That's how I started the research on Ramayana and did little bit in that. So that gave me an opportunity to meet Vajpayee, and that's the only reason I did it. Otherwise, I don't know anybody here around. Somebody who is from Kerala, Lakshmi. She came to me and said, I am from Kerala, I am from Palakkad. I have something to connect to Palakkad because I lived in that place 2 years. Being an academic advisor to one of the richest men in this country. He is doing a CSR project. And my job was take the poorest of the poorest children and bring them to the international level. I did it in 1 year, 1 month. 13 months I was with them. And I made a large difference. So I am basically an academic. How to make differences in life is what I am doing. So in that context, I keep asking, why do you want to learn about your Madhur Bhasha? Why there is no Pidur Bhasha? Earlier, Madhur Pidur Bhasha was same, but today Madhur Bhasha is different, Pidur Bhashas are different, and neighbor's Bhasha is different. Correct? So if I come to Bombay, and I'm sure the first day when I landed 2 days back, I had an NEP program in which the voluntary function, I gave a talk. Among the teachers, there were at least 8 to 9 different state people. They speak different languages. So I was telling, is there a difference between one language and another language? It's not there. It's very simple. The difference is very simple. Difference is very simple. And you don't require translators to understand Indian languages from one to another. Leave that place for some time. Record if somebody is telling something. Use that to somebody else. Finished. 2-3 days. You will not know the languages. Right? But what happens is most of the time our Indian knowledge system when it comes to learning, it translates from English. Bhagavad Gita, he is preaching about detachment. You will see in many books, utter foolish, stupid translation. Boundedness is different from attachment. Krishna is attached to Arjuna. That is the Bhagavad Gita. Do you think Krishna will speak to somebody who is not attached to him? Do you think he preaches attachment and detachment? No, he is telling boundedness. When you translate one language to another language, it makes a lot of problems. I wish I can speak in Hindi much better, but no. I never did after my 10th class I left, but I can speak, but the words will not come this fluently. So even if I write poems, I write in English than in Malayalam, because I lived more time outside Kerala than this. Madhur Bhasha is fine, Pidur Bhasha is fine. Now we are talking about a Loka Bhasha which is English. Right? But concept should come in the language in which the scriptures are written. Otherwise, what happens is, as the Vice Chancellor of a great university from Bombay entered, I asked one question, are you talking about Vastu? She was witnessing it. She said, no, I am talking about architecture. Because for us, talking about architecture is a high profile, talking about Vastu is low, right? Is it true? It is. When you talk about Indian system, Indian science, you are lower. If you talk about something great, it's different. Mayamatham is written in USA. Mayamatham is India, but it is in US. Maya. architecture you look, Google it, then you will see it is in US. All the talam which we talk about, Surya talam and different talam, all these are different continents. Once upon a time there was no partition. Pangaea you must have heard. If you have not learned little geophysics, look at geophysics. Pangaea is a single unit. All the words what I am saying, write down those words, Google it. And if you don't get, send one message to me, Dr. TPS. 95020388875. I'll answer it. That's my guarantee. Otherwise, already there would have been a YouTube. So the Pangaea talks about the whole unit was one. So there is no different continents. Only one continent. That is Pangaea. And what is going to happen later is also same. If you connect all the different continents, you will see exactly it can be connected to each other. Look at the gap in the Gujarat, your Africa can be joined. The Australia can be joined. So the whole becomes a single unit of island that was once upon a time. Later it got separated. It is not kilometers away where we have Sri Lanka and India. Otherwise, Hanuman cannot jump. Definitely he cannot jump. Right? Though he jumped 11 yojanas, what is how much is one yojana? 3.11 kilometers. That is National Science Academy says. Yojananam sahasre dveshade dveje yojane ekena nishabhena kramamana namastude. Everyone who takes bath to purify himself physically chant this mantra. Yojananam sahasre dveshade dveje yojane ekena nishabhena kramamana namastude. Oh, I salute the sun who is traveling yojananam sahasre dve shate dvecha yojane 2202 kilometers now yojanas multiplied by 12.11 kilometers in half a nimisha. How much is one nimisha? Not 1 second. It is the time taken for one eyelid to shut and open, and that is the time taken by a sharp needle to pass through a lotus petal. That is 0.28 seconds. Again, National Science Academy identified this. Half of that is 0.14. Divide that, you will get velocity of light. So what is the chanting? A priest is chanting to purify himself is Pakka physics, distance and time is given. Any physics man will find identify the distance. Understood? Distance divided by time is velocity, right? So where is science and mathematics in India? It is in the hands of the priest. But poor priest doesn't know what is the chanting, and the physics people never understand this. That's the problem. You understood? Why? The priest must have done an MTech, but he didn't know what is it. Everybody has done BTech. A lot of bachelors are there. Everybody is a BTech. What is bachelor? University Vice Chancellor signs lot of certificates saying this man is a bachelor in technology, bachelor in physics, bachelor in maths, bachelor in English. What is bachelor? Common name is bachelor. What is bachelor? Brahmachari. What is brahmachari means? Your attachment sitting there is not discussing with your girlfriend. Your attachment is to understand and learn the subject. You understood what I am saying? When you are a learner, you are a bachelor. The time you stop learning, you are into Gahasthi. Use that whatever you learn in practice. So what is bachelor's degree? Brahmachari in mathematics. I am a brahmachari in mathematics. I am a brahmachari in law. After that you can take a master's. You see how great scientific idea of giving a name brahmachari, which is being used by the Westerners to give a B degree, where none of the people who are giving degree understood the real meaning of this. Are you agree? Why? Because we don't ask questions. We only grab knowledge. We don't even understand what is being happening around. We don't even listen. We just hear. Not enough. I'm sure when he was giving the introduction, he asked me to speak on different topics. I can just speak on different topics. That's not my intention. But when you talk about Agama Shastra, which I just mentioned, it is not Vastu. Every one of you have a smartphone. Just Google Agama. Google yourself. Identify the knowledge. What is Agama? And before that, if you want to really understand You must understand what is Stapatya Veda because I said I am Stapatya, right? Stapatya Veda is a combination of Vastu and Agama Shastra. Agama Shastra is construction of temples. And if somebody says Vastu of temple, that means they have zero knowledge in Indian system. Are you understanding what I am saying? Vastu is for houses. Vastu means dwellings where you are staying. Temple construction is called Agama Shastram. The topic has to be understood very clearly. Agama Shastram is the construction of a temple. Why? In Bharatiya Shastram, a city is created, a dwelling is created, creating temple first. And bringing people to stay around the temple. Where to stay? If it is a Krishna temple, you are permitted to stay in the front. If it is a Shiva temple, you are permitted to stay in the north. In the northeast, only priest can stay. And if Devi temple stay in the temple, you will get ruined. I have gone to more than 50,000 temples just to do research on this in my earlier childhood. My subject of mathematics turned into electromagnetic energy. Radiation was my subject, and radiation includes all the radiations of energy from the temples. And there was a great scientist from Germany who did a research, Hartmann line. Write down at least these technical terms. Otherwise, listen to this YouTube when I post it. Do research on this. Whether I am right or not. Hartmann lines. I wrote a book, and that's available on website. There are a lot of books available. One of the book which deals with this is called a seedling. SEEDLING, which is written nearly 15 years back by me. Not published and printed and sold. It is available freely. And what is the book? Spiritual and esoteric energy dowsing and healing. It talks about energy levels in different places, energy levels in people, how you harmonize each other. If you don't harmonize, how do you get disease? And all the diseases because you are not in harmony with the nature. So what is Stapatya Veda? How to make your life harmonized with the nature is what is Stapatya Veda. And there is a lot of energy concerns. And how energy concerns can be dealt without looking at where the temple is. So when you look at temple, I have got few examples of a temple which I prepared by name because I will forget otherwise. Latitude, longitude and all, I don't remember that well. And these latitude, longitudes, what is referred today by the Greenwich meridian is not the Indian Greenwich meridian when we prepared. Do you know where is center of India? Madhya Pradesh. Connecting to Uttar Pradesh. Right? And the Madhya Pradesh near Panna, and the exact center is called Khajuraho. The original name of Khajuraho is? Nobody knows. Go there, small board is there which is totally muddy, but clean it up and then drain. As the entry on the left side, there is a small board which says Vatsyapura. You all know about Vatsyayana. Vatsyayana's place is called Khajuraho. That is why in Khajuraho you will see different statues of different sexual postal. All that sculptures are like that. Lanka, Vatsyapura, Vandi, Sareshwara Skalayan. You plant one stick in Lanka, another stick in Vatsyapura, and put a dharan, one thread, connect to them. That is called a Deshandaradai. That was India's Greenwich meridian. Before the original geometry what you learned in your classes. This is IKS. Learn one sloka. You will understand my geography is wrong. And Bharatiya geography has to be different. From there, you understand the distance of different places. Then you will understand, connect Chidambaram, Nadaraja. You know there is a great rahasya, the secret of Chidambaram. You can Google all this. Yesterday I Googled. To confirm that no, it is there. Before that I tell you that I should know that. No? The Chidambaram connected to different temples. Which are the different temples? Like just Panchabhuta was telling, Kanchipuram is supposed to be the earth, and water is supposed to be the Tiruvalurukal. Yes, that's the name. Air is Kalahasti. Kalahasti is in Andhra. The other two are in Tamil Nadu. Fire is Tiruvannamalai. Sky is Chidambaram. Chit Ambaram. Ambaram is Akash, right? I am from which department? Space department. What is space? Gum. So who is me? I am a gum scientist. And all of you are dumb people. You know why? You have a lot of space inside. And you add a su to that, it becomes sukham. You add a du to that, it becomes dukkham. That is what is happiness and unhappiness. That's a philosophy you must understand. The science and philosophy are not different. That is why even if you do PhD in mathematics, you get a doctor of philosophy. How do you make things visible to others is what is philosophy. Darshana Shastra, that is philosophy. Saundarya Shastra is your literature. So everything is Shastra in Bharata. And morning, I think somebody was mentioning about Gyan or Gnan. My house name is Gnanam, but I spell it as Jnaanam. You can Google Dr. TPS without a gap, without a dot, and Gnanam. You will see my house. That's a place where, like a hermitage, many people can come and stay with me and learn for 10 days. Whatever you want. That can be drama, that can be cooking, that can be climbing trees. No problem. You tell what is that you want. 2013 onwards we are running. The last camp, she was there from America with her friends, 2-3 people. Very small group. Intensively you want to learn something. From the root origin you wanted to learn. Very simple. Khoj lo, mil jayega. But don't do the superficial one. Because we translate and you know there is a great saying in Malayalam. Grandam Munu Pagarthil Muhurtam Mutramadi. Muhurtam is auspicious time. Copy that 3 times it become Mutram. Mutram means urine. Our knowledge has become like that. And we talk about knowledge this time. Where you have not even gone to a temple. You go to temple where other day we were there in the temple in Chennai, near to Chennai. No. From Kanyakumari traveling to Thiruvananthapuram, you will reach a beautiful temple in which the pillars can be made into music. Just knock them and give you different all the saptasaras. I did that. You can see a lot of Westerners sitting and drawing and learning architecture inside the temple. You know which is the largest temple in India? Trichy. When I went, I made a video on that and posted. It is not the temple is big. The city is inside the temple. You understood what I am saying? City is inside the temple. The temple has got an outer place where you can take pradakshina. There is an inner pradakshina, and then inside that there is Garbhaguri. And you know, taking pradakshina in the outer part is considered as most auspicious than going inside and then taking pradakshina. You know why? That will give you 7 times more exercise. And exercise was one of the part of temple because physical, emotional, intellectual, social, spiritual development is what is temple meant for. And it is not that we start education in temples. Part of education always was in temples. You go to any temple in Kerala, you will see a beautiful hall which are lecture halls. Maybe I must have given thousands of lectures in temples. And all that happened inside temple halls only. It's part of learning. But not learning maths, physics, chemistry, biology, but learning all that related to science. Why? Just now I told you physics, right? You know what is the best prayer which every priest chants? Pranavana, Yogamodhana, Samona, Shitandam, Yodraham, Vajab, Patma, Bhuya, Sakaswaha, Pakmana, Chachu, Sotra, Granji, Kwali, Budhyam, Sankalpa, Shitandam is called a Saptashuddhi. He is supposed to keep his breathing clean, not breathing alone. Annamaya, Pranamaya, Varamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya, Kosham, Shitandam. All the words comes from where? Vak, word comes from the mana. Vak, mana, mind has to be clean. Mind is not manas, but that's only translation available. My feelings have to be clean. For what? My feelings have to be clean. What I see has to be clean. Vak, mana, chakshu, srotra, grahana. Not enough. Jihvaredo buddhya sankalpa veshitanda. My thought process has to be clean. How do you clean it? That's what the whole pradishta is meant for. When you chant mantra and then do Archana, Archakasya Prabhavena Shilo Bhavati Shankara. I can make a stone into a temple. I'm a Tantri, learned Tantra Shastra. from one of the greatest country of India. So when we do mantra, when we give shapa, when we give ashirvada, we are transferring energy. What energy? That's called life force energy. That's called aura. It is in the Annamaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya portion Meshuddhyandam. So we understand that it has come into your aura before you get diseased. It is used for treatment. I am from an Ayurvedic family. First disease comes from the thoughts. I am diseased, I am diseased, I am diseased, becomes diseased. Because this is, what is this is? You are not in ease. Illness may be there, you may be sick physically, but that doesn't make you to be bedridden. But still you will do all the jobs. How much to eat, what to eat is Bharatiya Ayurveda Shastra. He was mentioning about Ayurveda. How much to eat? Midam bhuktva sadam japva atasatam shanai vama bhage shanasya vishakyam kim prayojanam. You will never require a doctor in your life. What? Midam bhuktva, eat little. But did you eat little? When it is given free, you eat more. After that, one more rasagula is there. Because it's anyway given free, right? When you pay, you eat less. So you given free, you eat more. How many times you should eat? Eka bhuktam mahayogi, dibhuktam maharogi. No, bhogi. Tribhuktam maharogi, chaturbhuktam mahadrogi. What a great knowledge is this. Life science is generally. And they are also understood not at the peripheral level, inside the body. It is not Darwin's theory from this. It says parinama siddhyam prakatyat pura. The evolution happens throughout this world. No stop. Anybody cannot stop. And we had a great scientist, Nagarjuna from Andhra Pradesh, 13th century chemist. You will see chemistry, fertilizer in his name, Nagarjuna fertilizer in Andhra Pradesh. You will also see Nagarjuna medical shop, because chemistry and medical shops are related. All by I'm a psychotherapist. I have learned my MS in psychotherapy from message. So without learning biochemistry, I cannot understand the feelings of people. When the feelings changes, definitely your stomach will start burning. This is called Dahanendriya. Correct? Dahanam happens here. Fire comes in your tummy when you are worried. And that starts all the problems. Your food habits determines what disease you will have. You are what you eat. It is 15th chapter in Bhagavad Gita. I taught 3 times Bhagavad Gita. You can see my interpretations in a different style. Understand from the core. Understand from the basic objective and scope of what you are doing in your life. Then there is no mother tongue. There is no other tongue. It is only the objective and scope which defines your life. Life has to be L-I-F-E. Live in full enjoyment. But we are here to learn, share, learn in full enjoyment. It has to be enjoyment. You don't see these definitions. You will see only DrTPS thing. Learning is an investment for future learning. These are all written by me. These are all my books also. Always. So what I am saying is, when you understand the subject from the core, realize it, where is it going to be used in your life. Every temple was a place of energy generation. How many pradikshanas have to be taken for each temple is defined. Ekam Vinayake Kuriyal, 1 pradikshana for Vinayaka, etc. etc. It talks about, and 7 pradikshanas for people tree. You know why people tree has got the 7 pradikshana? Mulado Brahma Rupaya Madhyado Vishnu Rupane Agrada Shiva Rupaya Vrikshayachayate Nama. People tree is equivalent to Vishnu, Shiva and Brahma. Go and pray there, take pradikshana. How many times? 7 times. Only in the morning, but in the afternoon. Why? Morning it will give you de-densified oxygen. Go and take pradikshana with a deep breaths. Whatever whether you chant, it doesn't matter, or you scold somebody else, also doesn't matter, but your breathing rate will change, and your breathing rate changes. Pranayama is defined. Pranayama yuktena sarvayoga samaraha ayukta abhyasa yogena sarvayoga samudbhava. Adayoga pradipyasi. So what was the purpose of going around to the people tree? respiratory system cleaning. All the diseases of anybody can be treated by respiratory cleaning. The earth, the prithvi, and the jalam, and the vayu, and the fire, and anyone you want to connect, what is most important is air. Without air, nothing goes. So these concepts are the part of, and who is the man who makes this everything happen in this world? Surya. There is only one God. The rest of the gods are only concepts. No other gods. We don't have any number of gods and goddesses. We have thousands. But that's all like government system. Each ministry is a part of government, but they are not government. Government is the concept. You cannot show me the Maharashtra government. Can you show this? All the departments are part of the government. Like all the temples and all the gods and goddesses are the concept of Bhagavan, Ishvara. And many people use in translation Lord Krishna. Oh, beautiful English knowledge, right? What is the female name for Lord? Lady. So you will call Gauri as Lord, Lady Gauri. Huh? Why are you not using it? Because you know that's a mistake, right? And here people in your Madru Bhasha and Rashtra Bhasha, people keep calling sir, madam. We have not get out of this stupid British system even now. Though I have to speak in English. Correct? But the concept, what I'm saying, understand the concept. The sir calling itself British stop. You go to America and call somebody sir, finished. You get a termination letter. But we still love people who use those words, right? So we have great respect given to people by based on the knowledge. Acharya is the highest. The other day I went to one of the Bombay, one of those schools. They have written Ubhadhyaya, Adhyaya, etc., Guru in between Acharya. I said no, Acharya is the top. Guru comes less than that. Who is Guru? Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo, Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma. Brahma is one who creating questions. And that is why for all the PhD, Brahma is the God, creating questions. That is why in a seminar you are chanting that mantra to create questions, and no questions comes. And when questions come, Saraswati, his wife will give answers. Because everywhere it is like that. Husband will ask questions, wife will give answers. Hey. And what happens? Vishnu will do job, Lakshmi will get money. See? And here also same happened in the morning. Bajpayee was telling, we have Saraswati here, we have Lakshmi here, but forgot the principal's name was Uma, Parvati. And Parvati's husband is Shiva. Wherever Shakti is there, then only you can do meditation. Shiva is the god of not destroy. Many people use the word destroy. It is destroying your ego, your personality, and then I'm a meditation master from Himalaya approach. Yama, Niyama, Asana, Pranayama, Pratyahara, Dharana, Dhyana, Samadhi. I am using the word meditation wrongly, actually Samadhi. And Samadhi can never be taught. But you will see a lot of advertisements talking about meditation classes. Can I start a class where I will teach you how is the taste of water? You have to feel yourself the taste of water, right? You understood? This is how we have made everything into capsules. Yoga is not yogasana. Look at how to sit a class. Yoga, DrTPS, sitting posture. You will see one video. Because I went to one of the ashrams, there will be taught to the pregnancy woman how to do yoga. The basic lesson of sitting itself is tiresome. Have you seen in houses, in the old houses, we have got lot of small wooden plank on which we sit and eat food. And each size of the wooden plank was different for different people. Because based on your seat and comfort, you have to change your seat. Sukha asana is Sthira asana. You are not comfortable, then you cannot sit longer. How to sit to us or in there. Architecture when it is being taught, it was taught how to build this handle, whether it is to be horizontal or vertical. That much detail was there in the design thinking of the basic Vastu for construction of houses. But in the Agama Shastra, it talks about how temple has to be constructed so that you can construct a dwelling around it, which is a city construction. And both together is called Sthavatya Veda and Adhisthana. Understand from the basic book, at least read a few. Go and sit sometime. Spend your time. Vavi Upadadagani Devatalelani Janam Pradana Udyanam Purtam Nityavidiyate. The temple construction is not a construction of temple itself. Vapi Upa Tadagam. You will see wells, so many in the temple. You will see great ponds around the temple. And you will see lakes, and beside the lake you will see a temple, or a river beside that you will see a temple, because Vapi Upa Tadagam Devatanenadicha Annapradana Udyanam have lot of trees and which gives fruits and flowers. Part of environment science. Vapi Upatadagani Devatanenadicha Annapradana Udyanam Purtam Nityavidiyate, and you do Purta Karma and also do little Ishta Karma for yourself. Purtam Ishtam together is called Ishta Purtam. That is Sanatana Dharma. I am sure you must not have heard this. Sanatana Dharma, you have to be selfish for you. For what? To serve others. If I am not rich, I cannot do philanthropic activity, right? So earn enough, but then you start parting it for somebody else. For Samuha Dharma, Swaya Dharma, Kudumba Dharma, professional Dharma, and Samuha Dharma, everything is taught in the systematic way of administration. All matter. You look at my book on life made simple. The last sloka is how to do management in this world. Amandravaksharam nasti nasti moolavaushadam ayogya purusho nasti yojakaha tatra durlava. Everybody needs not to be good. There can be good and bad fellows also. If there are no thieves, what is the job of police? Understood? If every account is correct, why do you want an accountant? If everything goes well, that doesn't happen in this world. So Anandra, every letter cannot be good, but put that letter together to make a poetry is your ability. Making a bad word is your ability. Dog is a good animal, son is a good fellow, but when you get angry, put them together and use it on somebody else. Finished. Correct? That's what generally we use. So that is your buddhi. So dog is good. How to use it is your ability. Amandra Vaksharam Nasti. Nasti Moolavana Ushadam. There is no good or bad tree. How to use it in your life? Raw banana will stop your loose motion. If you have a problem with the loose motion, tummy problem, you are not able to control, don't take any English medicines. A raw banana, smash it and put a salt and little haldi and then eat it, you will be alright. But stay banana when it is pakka, loose motion will start very. You understood? So what stage, what, how, when, where, why you use it makes a lot of difference. Amandra Vaksharam Nasti Nasti Moolavanosaram Ayogya Purusho Nasti Yojakaha Tatra Durlava. Getting right people in the right place in the right way is very difficult. That is what is management. You are in Bombay. I can't stop. Because in all my heritage lectures I mentioned about Bombay. Chowpatty beach is not very far. Chowpatty beach, right? You call it Chowpatty beach? And who is that person who has thrown an aircraft there? You know. Much before the Wrong brothers invented aircraft. Exactly 8 years before. 1905, Wrong brothers invented aircraft. And before that, 8 years back, who is that? Talpade. At least Google it. And there is a movie also called Vimana. And there is another movie in Malayalam which is called Vimanam. Take them the story inside and then post it. Look at that, at least that movie. You will see somebody making a Vimana and a Maharashtra paper owner turned into a aircraft engineer, made his own aircraft. A judge was watching that being flown, and then he said, yes, put in his paper on advertisement, I don't have sufficient money, get me somebody's sponsorship so that I can finish my research. After that, Talpade was not seen, his aircraft was not seen. After 8 years, aircraft was seen by Wrong brothers. Understood what I am saying, right? It's our fault. It is not their fault. Business is always exploitation. The development is different from progress. India was a progressive world. See, the Vastu of these 4 temples is a one single line where all the Panchabhutas are connected together is built in such a fashion. Look at Panchabhuta temple construction. They know this is in the same line. and that connects to the center of India. And when India is partitioned, assume that Pakistan was gone and Bangladesh was not gone, India would have been in unbalanced state and gone into dogs. So when Pakistan has gone, this is also gone. And where was India's original? Lenka, Lenko, Udayoyo, Lenkayam. So Astamaye Samudriveva. Rome will be evening when Lanka is in the. So we know the geography of the whole universe. In physics we know Akarshya Shakti Mahitaya Yadgastam Swabhibhuvatva Shaktya Akarshyate. One planet get attracted to the other planet, when all these are attracted together, it cannot fall. You know, this is universal gravity. Amshubodhini. Not only our now Aryabhata, everybody keeps talking. It's not Aryabhata alone. Madhavacharya is there. Bhaskaracharya is there. Amshubodhini, Varahamika is there. He talks about how prisms and lenses have to be used in the laboratory to reconstruct the spectrometer. Navottara Shanatmagam Dvatrimsha Satyuktam Tamo Bheda Pradarshakam. The sunlight can be split into 7 portions. Sunlight can be split into 7 portions. Buy 109 equipment in the dictionary, look at it, how to construct it. So it's one dictionary of 109 equipments means another 180 was there in the book, right? See, we had a dictionary of equipments to understand physics. It's not very far. It's all available in your hands. What I say probably is a beautiful, wonderful occasion not to learn. If somebody thinks that in 1 hour this can be learned, it can be triggered. I was so lucky that I got triggered some time back. Very, very early in 2000. So 24 years. Keep reading, looking at what can be done. And when you chant mantra, understand the meaning inside. It is not Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Deva Maheshwara. And one line after that, Atnana Tivilandasya, Nananjana Sadakaya Chakshurmi Vidamena, Tasmai Sri Gurave Namaha. I salute you, O Guru, who has opened my eyes to see things clearly. Atnana Tivilandasya. Look at Tividam, Tividam is cataract. Atnanam, not having knowledge. And you know superficial knowledge which is copied from different places. That is like a Tividam. You have no clear vision. Without clear vision, you start walking on the left, you make accidents. And what is to be done? Nananjana Shalamaya. Use the kajal which can be used for giving the knowledge. That means once upon a time in India, we had a kajal which could create Tividam. Otherwise, no poet will use in the poetry, right? So we were the place where we had cataract treatment not by surgery, by kajal. And I have done my own. One of the students who has got retinal pigmentosa, the cone of vision goes into 0. Used somewhere to treat in Hyderabad. She was Shakti Ayuto, Yadi Mahadishakta Prabhavidam, and a Devam Devo, Nakadushana Spaltitumami. The whole life lesson can be seen in the first medical book, which is called Samudra Lahari. When I went to Kailash, I have seen the beautiful moon. With my guru, I traveled to Kailash. The moon, what you see, will be seen 3-4 times bigger than. Lucky enough if you are on the other side of the Kailash. And I had another colleague from Japan, Matoba. I told him, what a beautiful moon is this? And he said, this is the fellow who makes waves in the sea. You understood? See, the clarity is what we see outward is not what is done in the other parts of the world, right? So any small fellow or a big fellow, somewhere it is very calm and cool, somewhere it can be. And that is why I am an astrologer. That is why in astrology we call moon as Manakarakan. The manas vibrates, the mind vibrates. Shankaracharya said, Manam Darpana Samanam. You will be getting reflected in the moon. And you will get reflected in the manas. So what is in the manas is to come, not what is in the brain. Don't fill your knowledge in the brain. You will get degrees, but you cannot write your own poems. You understood? You cannot derive your own knowledge. So what is Jnana? Jnana is the first starting, but with Jnanam, Vivekam, these are all different buddhi, which are attached to that knowledge, make it yourself, though I have written many, I have not used any of them again. Because you have to make it yourself. And yourself, what comes from you is what it is. And only Bharat can do that because we belong to that nation. Himalayam Samarabhya Yavat Hindu Sarovaram Tam Deva Nirmitam Desha. This nation is made by whom? You can see everywhere God and goddesses. We are so lucky with a lot of differences. Will you sing one song, 2 lines along with me? एकता स्वतंत्रता समानता रहे,
एकता स्वतंत्रता समानता रहे,
विश्व में चरित्र की अमानता रहे,
विश्व में चरित्र की अमानता रहे,
खंड है अनेक, शब्द एक विश्व का,
शब्द एक विश्व का,
रंग है अनेक,
रंग है अनेक,
चित्र एक विश्व का,
चित्र एक विश्व का.
Must you Google, but you will see a slightly different version because I changed some portion here. I cannot be without creativity, right? So look at my creativity in my TEDx lecture, the creativity to the power of infinity, right? Exactly. I thought I would stop at 26, but I couldn't. I thought somebody will bring it, chit and all that. That also did not happen. But I should do at least some justice to myself and Bajpayee who called me here. Your kindness, both EXIM Pack and SIES pronounced to each one of you who made this happen. You can always look at Google, and if you don't get any answers from Google, 95020388875. The same day you will get an answer because without that I will not sleep. And if I don't do it, because I will take each increasing number of questions, right? And those questions are my strength. I started this in the social media, maybe one of the first persons to write a book on awkward discussions with my kids, and that book is called Life Made Simple. Right? 95020388875. But write my name there. Otherwise somebody will call and say, "Hey, drainage leak हो रहा है, आप क्यों नहीं आए अभी तक?" Because you will write number and your mind will call somebody. It's there in the diary you call. The diary's number is there. It's done.
नंबर रिपीट कीजिएगा.
95020388875. Any of my YouTube will have my number, but maybe one or two different numbers. But this is more, Airtel is more better than BSNL sometimes. So I keep changing the numbers. Okay, so what I'm saying is, don't just see the YouTube. At least make some comment saying that, yeah, we have met it or we attended in this conference on EXIM Bank. That makes this little productive. Otherwise, just seeing is just seeing. Always what, when, where, why, how, and add little criticism. Criticism is nirupana. What is nirupana? Creating rupa, shape. So you start criticizing. That part of our Tarkashastra was the most part of our Indian knowledge system. Every Veda, Rigveda, Yajurveda, Samaveda, all that is over, not enough. After that we had Tarkam, very, very strong. And all the Upanishads is question and answers. And if no questions, no Upanishad. If Arjuna is not there, no Bhagavad Gita. If Krishna is not there, he would have gone to somebody else and asked the same question, and answer would have been got from Bhishma also. Correct? So who is more important? Good students are more important. Practically, India has the worst students. That is because everybody gets to pass marks and everybody is pushed up. It's like when you have a disease, without treating, you are pushed into the next one. And all the senior academicians in this world have gone to thousands of education institutions, more than thousands of Beta Canon, more than thousands of MBA schools, hundreds of medical colleges. Medical colleges are little better because they practice what they do. You understood? You must see somebody and say, I want to be like you. Then you become a real acharya. Try to be acharyas, create acharyas, and that is what the teacher's job. Not completing syllabus, giving 100 out of 100. Every private university gives. I was a professor in my private university last year. KM University Mathematics professor. I was teaching BTech, MBA, MBA, everything. Doesn't make any sense. Create one student who will follow you throughout. That makes a lot of difference. Understood? pranams, namaskaram. You have done something wrong.
बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद सर। और क्योंकि हम थोड़ा सा हमने कोशिश की पर थोड़ा सा अभी ट्रैक से हो गए, समय आधा घंटा करीब हम लोग 5 बजे हमको खाली करना था, तो अब तुरंत आमंत्रित करेंगे हमारे केनरा बैंक के अधिकारी से कि वो धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करें बहुत संक्षिप्त में, और बाकी टिप्पणियाँ लोग कर सकते हैं आपके यूट्यूब पर, मंच पर, दूसरे उनको जो माध्यमों से करें।
धन्यवाद महोदय। जैसे टीपीएस सर बता रहे थे, एक 4 पंक्तियों से मैं शुरू करना चाहता हूँ। हिमालयं समारभ्य यावत् हिंदू सरोवरम तम देव निर्मितम देशम हिंदुस्तान प्रचक्षते। हिमालय से आरंभ होकर हिंद महासागर तक फैली हुई देवताओं द्वारा निर्मित देश है हिंदुस्तान। देवताओं द्वारा निर्मित देश हिंदुस्तान की अपनी भाषा देवनागरी लिपि में लिखी जाने वाली हिंदी भाषा। आज हम सब अंतर्राष्ट्रीय मातृभाषा दिवस के सिलसिले में आयोजित एक व्याख्यान कार्यक्रम में, एक संगोष्ठी कार्यक्रम में उपस्थित हैं। जब तक हम भारत के अंदर हैं, चाहे वो केरल वासी हो, तमिल वासी हो, उनके लिए मातृभाषा मलयालम, तमिल, कन्नड़, तेलुगु सब हो सकती है। जब हम भारत ज्योग्राफी के भूगोल के बाहर है, तो हमारे लिए मातृभाषा बनेगी हिंदी भाषा। और बजा सकते हैं, और हम सब आज आमने सामने भी उस हिंदी की वजह से है। और नगर राजभाषा कार्यान्वयन समिति, जिस समिति को हमारे महानगर मुंबई में हिंदी भाषा का प्रचार प्रसार करने का दायित्व सौंपी गई थी, उस समिति के तत्वावधान में भारतीय एक्सिम बैंक द्वारा आयोजित संगोष्ठी के 4th सत्र, जिसका विषय था भारतीय ज्ञान परंपरा, विज्ञान व तकनीकी के विविध संदर्भ। और इस सत्र में मंचासीन ज्ञानी लोग और मंच के उस पार उपस्थित ज्ञानी एवं जिज्ञासु लोगों को कैनरा बैंक से श्री शोजो लोगों वरिष्ठ राजभाषा प्रबंधक की ओर से तहे नमस्कार। और आज के इस 4th सत्र के प्रवर्तक डॉक्टर सतीश पांडे जी, जिन्होंने चारों वेद का जिक्र करते हुए, ऋग्वेद, यजुर्वेद, सामवेद, अथर्ववेद का जिक्र करते हुए पंचम वेद के नाम से जाने जाने वाले आयुर्वेद का भी जिक्र उन्होंने किया था। और सबसे बड़ी बात उन्होंने जो रखा था, जो ज्ञान आप लोग अपने जिंदगी भर अर्जित करेंगे, जहां में भी आप वो ज्ञान का इस्तेमाल करेंगे, आपको क्या करना होगा? विवेक का इस्तेमाल करना होगा। महोदय, आपने बहुत बड़ी बातों से सभा में उपस्थित सभी साथियों का ज्ञान प्रदान किया था, और आपने अपनी वाणी से हम सबको लाभान्वित किया था। जोरदार कर ध्वनियों से हम आपका धन्यवाद अदा करना चाहेंगे। और टीपीएस महोदय, जो खुद अपने नाम को 3 शब्दों में एब्रिविएशन के साथ हमारे सामने रखा था, मैंने 2-3 ऐसे लिख के रखा था। एक है टेक्नोलॉजी प्रीचिंग या प्रेजेंस इन संस्कृत, जो खुद इसरो के थे और संस्कृत के मंत्रों को चैंट करते हुए उन्होंने अपनी बात को हमारे सामने रखा था। और एक चीज, थिंक, परसीव एंड यूज इन सर्विस। आपको क्या करना होगा? जो भी उन्होंने बात अपने सामने रखी है, अपने अंदर की चक्षु को खोलना चाहिए। और आपको क्या करना होगा? जनहित में, यानी कि जन को सेवा प्रदान करने के लिए आपको वो इस्तेमाल करना होगा। और अंत में उन्होंने बताया था, उन्होंने बताया नहीं, मैं बताना चाहता हूँ, TPS, थैंक यू द पावरफुल स्पीकर। TPS और सभी साथियों को खड़े होकर जोरदार हमारे दोनों ज्ञानी लोगों का बड़े दिल से धन्यवाद अदा करें। और साथ ही मुझे सुनने के लिए और उनसे एक बात करने के लिए मौका देने के लिए एक्सिम बैंक को मैं लगे से धन्यवाद देता हूँ। धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद, धन्यवाद।
Villa restaurant. Number 4, Hyderabad, NSB. Now I am with the Canara.